Nintendo made a music streaming app for the Switch Online subscribers. I'm pulling from Andrew Webster at The Verge. While we all wait for the reveal of Nintendo's next console, the company has once again announced something very different. This time, it's a mobile app called Nintendo Music, which lets users listen to classic gaming tunes from Nintendo games spanning the last few decades, including Splatoon, Animal Crossing, and The Legend of Zelda. It's only available to Switch Online subscribers, and it's launching today on both iOS and Android. The app features curated playlists themed around games, moments, moods, or characters, though you can also build your own. It also supports streaming as well as downloading tracks for offline listening. Curiously, it includes a spoiler feature that lets you filter out tracks that somehow might spoil a game you haven't played or finished yet. And if you just want some Hyrule white noise, the app also lets you loop songs or extend select tracks to 15, 30, or 60 minutes for uninterrupted listening. Mike, I love me some Nintendo music. I love me some video game soundtracks, and there's a whole conversation to be had here about what they're doing here, because this is actually pretty huge.
Yeah, Blessing.
But Mike, what does this do for you?
Blessing, this sucks. You know, I'm not that big into Nintendo, and I don't really care for music. But you know what music I do love? I love some wrestling music, okay? I want an app that gives me Roman Reigns soundtrack. I want an app that will give me that sweet Cody Rhodes banger. I want an app where I can put the ones up for the tribal chief or for my dude, Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo.
Is that Tim? This is fucking hilarious.
Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Jesus Christ. Dear God.
Wave your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is so prestigious. Wave your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry, and the prestigious one.
Incredible stuff.
Thank you, Mike. Let's talk about Nintendo Music here, Bless.
How's it going, Joe Hendry?
It's going real well. I have taste on like Snowbike, Mike. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I'm excited. I am hyped for this Nintendo Music app.
Have you gotten to listen to it yet? Have you downloaded it?
I have. Have you?
I have. What are your thoughts so far?
So here's my thing. Obviously, a lot of shortcomings. The typical weird Nintendo decision. They're doing the slow drip, right? It's going to be years till we get everything we're looking for. We probably we're never going to get everything that we're looking for. The other problem, some like features that I'm like, we kind of need, like the artist, you know,
Dude,
the composer.
Yeah, that was a few things that shocked me. Because as I was prepping KFGD, I just had the soundtracks going of these songs, right? And the composer's missing, their name's missing from the tracks. Super disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't like that. The album art or the song art also, like, they're basically just screenshots from the games, right? I'm listening to Hateno Village from Breath of the Wild. And this is like a picture of a Hateno Village, like a screenshot picture, just as the art. And I'm like, this ain't doing it for me,
See,
man.
I actually like the art. I like that it's like unique things for the songs and not just the album art of, like, you know, the Breath of the Wild cover or something. Like, I do feel like that is that little Nintendo touch, because so far from what I've seen, it is at least representative of what the song is. If they start getting lazy, which I think that they're going to at a certain point, then I'm gonna be like, all right, at least give us the option to switch it to just like a more traditional album cover, or for songs that have an actual sound release like they do in Japan, give us the actual album art. That'd be super cool, because a lot of the Japanese soundtrack art for Nintendo games is fantastic. The Mario stuff, Zelda stuff, like, it's really, really cool. But I think that the biggest thing for me on this is that I love that they are paying attention to their music and understanding that it matters and that people care. Like, they put out a commercial this morning that I watched that was them showing off like Nintendo music in the wild. And it was just like some dude walking in like a grocery store listening to the Wii Shop channel music. And then some woman was like in her house. Here's some woman walking through Central Park jamming to Jump Up Superstar. Like, it's just fun stuff where I'm just like, yo, this is how we've been living our lives for a long time.
Of course.
But I like Nintendo pushing it forward of like making it more of a thing that like normalizing it a bit. And also I think to so many young kids out there, like I remember being a little kid and recording my Super Nintendo on to my like Talk Boy from Home Alone just so I could listen to the music later. You know what I mean? Like, and I know I'm an extra nerd, but I love that this kind of like allows more people that would want that to have it. And I know a lot of people have been doing that forever on YouTube, but having it in one place is cool. It being a feature for Nintendo Switch Online, I think is great. But you know, you can't talk about this without being like, Nintendo, why? Just put it on Spotify. Episode's brought to you by Phasmophobia. The genre-defining horror game is finally out now on consoles. Yes, that's right. The phenomenon that is Phasmophobia has finally entered console early access on PS5, PSVR 2, and Xbox Series X and S, with full cross-play support across all platforms from day one. Join the already almost 20 million players on Steam, including our very own Snowbike Mike, and get ready for some spine-chilling ghost hunting with up to 3 friends. Experience the horror as you investigate immersive haunted locations and gather evidence to help you succeed. With several different ghost types and unique traits, no ghost hunt is ever the same. Making sure you work as a team and utilize your equipment is the key to making it out alive. It's time, Ghost Hunters. Phasmophobia is out now on PS5, PSVR 2, and Xbox Series X and S. Gather your friends and prepare for the terrifying ghost hunts that await. This episode is brought to you by New World Aeternum. New World Aeternum is a thrilling action RPG experience for console and PC players with a vibrant world, vast and beautiful setting, dynamic real-time action combat, and the freedom for players to choose how to forge their destiny. Combat is skill-based and dynamic, incorporating swords, guns, and sorcery so that you can build one character to rule them all as you explore Aeternum and unravel the mysteries of the supernatural island that you can't leave. You love playing RPGs alone? You can in New World Aeternum, or play cooperatively with your friends as you complete quests, get better gear, and level up. Greg played this at Summer Game Fest on PlayStation 5 and was caught off guard by how much he enjoyed it and how many hours he said he could see himself sinking into the final product. There's boss fights, cool enemies, crossplay, resource gathering, and crafting. So yeah, this sounds like a Greg game. New World Aeternum is available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm happy that to your point, right? I'm happy that they're making it available. Like, this has been a thing that people have been asking for a very long time. Maybe not in this exact form, but honestly, for me, any form. I just want to be able to listen to these soundtracks in a way that's like, you know, not in a way that I guess doesn't feel like I'm going around a thing or having to like, you know, go on YouTube to a YouTube channel that's going to be gone in 2 weeks because Nintendo's going to take it down and all this shit.
Exactly.
The drip feed portion of it, I hate. I understand it's the weird Nintendo decisions of this is just what you do. We are used to this now through Nintendo Switch Online and when we see the online libraries for like the NES games and stuff. But like when I go to the app and I type in Donkey Kong Country 2 and that's not there and I can't listen to Forest Interlude.
Blast.
What are we doing? Like, why can't I listen to Sticker Brush Symphony?
Yeah. The drip feed thing, like,
yeah.
I obviously I am with you there because like it for something like this, like it is such a niche product that it's like just give it to everybody. Like we don't need this to be a drip feed experience. There is something that I think is really cool about like if they were to make the new drops more of an event and you're like looking forward to it and like allowing you to sit with the music and like go back to some of your like favorite tunes or whatever. But when we're with what we're talking about and like even with what they have here, like some of these soundtracks are multi-100 song soundtracks.
Yeah.
Even someone like me, I'm not listening to all of these things. I do think they've done a really good job with the curation of the playlists and what vibe are you looking for. Some of the features I think are very smart, like including the loop it for 15, 60, all that stuff. Like that's how people are going to be listening to a lot of this stuff. So there are some features that they did think through how the actual listening experience to this music is going to be, which I appreciate. But I just feel like the drip feed method, there is a world that it's very special and awesome and it brings us all together. I just don't think we're there. And I think if they had done this in 2010, that would have been, I think, a lot more cool and interesting. At a point now where like streaming services, like you just expect everything, even like underground shit to be on every platform. I don't know if this is the move, especially when we could still just go to YouTube and find Donkey Kong Country 2 right now.
Yeah, and I do like that they're including this as a Nintendo Switch Online thing also. Like that, as soon as they announced this, I was like, oh man, am I gonna have to pay another like fucking fee for this? But it being included in Nintendo Switch Online is somewhat nice. I have the list of soundtracks, and again, as I look through it, I'm like, man, I wish this was a lot more impressive because it's even less than I thought. Like opening up the app. When I first opened up the app, I was like, oh man, let's go. I got a fucking treasure trove of soundtracks in here. But I go through and it's like, there's 3 NES games. You're getting Metroid, or 2 of them are Metroid, and then you got Super Mario Brothers. You got the Game Boy games are Dr. Mario and Kirby's Dream Land. You got SNES, which is Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World 2. You got N64, which is Ocarina and Star Fox 64. You got Game Boy Advance's Fire Emblem, the Blazing Blade. And like the list goes on. It's not too many, but they do have the upcoming, like some upcoming games already revealed, including Mario 64, Donkey Kong Country 2, so we're gonna get it, thank God. F-Zero X, Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, Wii Sports, right? I do like that they know which soundtracks they should add, right? The fact that Country 2, Diddy's Conquest is on the list. Mario 64 is on the list, even though it should already be there because you know I want to listen to that Water World soundtrack,
course,
man.
Dude.
I like it. I can't wait to get to the point though where hopefully it is the thing where 10 years from now it is if there's a Nintendo soundtrack I like, it's going to be on there.
I mean, the thing there though is like I feel like because we are just talking about soundtracks, I think the classics are going to get there pretty soon. Like I feel like the ones you're talking about, like the things that were like, I can't believe they're not there. Like to me, the big ones in recency would be the Xenoblade Chronicles games and the Tears of the Kingdom, which is not there yet. Only Breath of the Wild is there. So getting those, I think, would be a big win. But the biggest one for me, Blessed, I know this is going to be big for you.
Yeah.
This is the real testament to, are they taking this seriously or not? Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
You're asking for a lot here.
Am I? Because that
For
feels like
Nintendo.
the most, like, that's the thing, right? Like, the one soundtrack that has hundreds of tracks that are arrangements of all these classic songs by the most iconic composers ever that Nintendo has full rights to the soundtrack of.
I guess Brawl.
That's
does
the
make
win,
sense.
man.
I guess I'm thinking more so of the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, where the soundtrack to that is just going to include the soundtracks to all these other games.
No. I'm talking about the arrangements. I'm talking about the all
God,
the
that'd be
different
so good.
remixes that they did in Brawl. Like those are so damn good. Also, the Melee soundtrack. Like pretty much anything with like any game that had actual orchestration, I want to see. Star Fox Assault, Smash Brothers Melee, Galaxy 2, because I think only Galaxy 1's here. There's a ton of stuff, but I'm excited this is happening. It is weird. It is Nintendo. I'll take what I get. I just appreciate that Nintendo music is being talked about and being treated like a real product because it's awesome. And this is coming from somebody that literally owns the CDs of the majority of the things we're talking about, including Donkey Kong Country 2 and a bunch of old Super Nintendo stuff. Because I'm that type of weirdo. I'm Joe Hendry.
Before I let you go, Joe Hendry, I want your top 3 Nintendo franchises by music.
Oh, man.
What are the top 3 best soundtracks?
The cheating is
Like,
Smash Brothers.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
but I even, like, I'm not even going to say, oh, like, even if my answer is Smash Brothers, even if you don't include any songs that are just originally from some other game.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a remix of something made for Smash Brothers, I count it, and I think that the Smash would still be my number one.
Really? Over
dude.
Zelda?
I mean, Smash, there's a lot of great Zelda remixes in it that I think are arrangements in it that I think really do elevate it. Yeah, Zelda obviously is super up there. I think Pokemon is a kind of like a hidden gem where I know everyone's going to give it credit, but like the amount of tracks, the amount of quality battle tracks, boss tracks, just like character themes, like different city themes, like there's so much great Pokemon music and it is so cohesive. And then obviously Mario, the fucking.
Oh yeah, I was waiting.
Right?
I was like, if you don't say Mario,
Yeah. But like, I would say that Xenoblade though, the Chronicles games, they're up there because that's a franchise that I don't even play, but I love the music so much, and that's always a sign of like, okay, they got the stuff.
yeah. No, I'm going Zelda. See, Zelda, Mario, and DK. I think are the top 3 for me.
Damn.
But DK and Mario, I don't know like where I put them like against each other. Like I'm gonna have to sit and think on that. But Mario might be number 2 for me.
In terms of like music I would listen to, I think Donkey Kong and Zelda.
I agree
top
with that.
list.
I guess Mario for me isn't I'm gonna listen to the soundtrack like outside of the game.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have that factor for me. But like even when I'm thinking of a game like Mario Brothers Wii, how iconic that music is. Like there's an icon status to the soundtracks of these games where it's like They're just earworms, man.
Yeah, man. They
They're
got
just
the
earworms.
stuff. Oh, I love it. It's exciting times for everybody.
Very exciting times. Joe Henry, thanks so much for joining me on this episode.
Thank you so much for having me. I'll see y'all at the Rumble. I'll be there. You heard it here first.